What's up, everybody? Noble Comics here, and I've got big news today. I am launching my third comic book, Cardinal Starstruck, on Indiegogo. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I am pretty critical of the modern American comic book market. From the storytelling to the action to the art, there's a lot to be dissatisfied with. And so I am putting my money where my mouth is, and I am putting out my own comic book. In fact, this is my third comic book that I've created. The other two were also crowdfunded on Indiegogo, and this one will now join them. So, the big picture here. Like I said, this is my third graphic novel, and the second in the Cardinal series, the first being Cardinal, Cult, and Punishment. And I make these comics because these are the comic books that I want to read, and wish were on the shelves in my local comic book store. But the fact is, that's not the case. Because unfortunately, for at least the past decade, mainstream comics have been lacking. Let's face it, mainstream comics do not scratch the same itch that they used to. The storytelling has been substituted with lectures, or it's bogged down by decades of history so you don't even know where to start, or worst of all, it's just downright boring. You know that I've talked about action a lot and how action is so crucially missing from comic books nowadays, and excitement is missing as well. It's like the whole reason you would read these books is just nowhere to be found, with very few exceptions. I go to my local comic book store now, and it's like the world of comics that I grew up in and that I enjoyed no longer exists. But it can exist. And so I'm putting out a call for all the comic book readers who've been put off by the mainstream industry and have stopped reading altogether, for the people who've never read comics before because you don't even know where to start, for the comic fans who want action back in your stories, for the comic fans who don't want just another generic superhero story, for fans who want something different and new and original, and for comic fans who remember how comic books used to be. This is for you. Cardinal is for you. So please, if you would, check out my Indiegogo page, look at the campaign, and if it interests you, please do consider backing the project. And get your own copy of Cardinal Starstruck and see Cardinal take on his greatest challenge yet as he faces off against both genius billionaire crime lord Ryan Starr and his personal militia, as well as the murderous cult leader, the Disciple, two factions who are caught up in a ground war for Cape City, with Cardinal caught in the middle fighting tooth and nail to protect his home. Like I said, it's going to be action-packed, and Cardinal's going to face down these murderous cultists, armed mercenaries, genetic experiments, samurai, monsters, and in the end, he's going to encounter a truth that will shape the Cardinal mythos going forward. So again, this is not just a generic superhero story, and this book is going to have the best comic book action in a generation. This is not going to be the stuff you see on the shelves today. That's boring and lifeless and posing. This is going to be something new, so do please consider backing, and check out the Indiegogo page from the link in the description. Thank you.